a great big hey, howdy, hey to all my goofy goobers out there. Welcome to Animanic Commentaries with Comic Auzi.
And Disney fanatic, hello, darling.
And that's very appropriate because tonight's film we are watching the animated classic The Rescuers, featuring Ava Gabor as the lead female star. Often confused with her sister Zsa Zsa Gabor, who was like on the Green Acres? Is what that show was?
Yeah, I think so.
Da 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 bum bum. Anyway. Wait, wasn't one of them also on Petticoat Junction?
Forget who the third sister is, I don't know.
You know, talking about live action things, where basically what we're supposed to be here is we're watching any piece of media as long as it's animated. I feel so silly. Anyway, but like, what are your thoughts on this film? Like, when it comes to this film, what's the first thing that comes to your mind?
Bianca and Bernard's relationship, it's just so cute. And unique for the time because, usually up till now, that the guys would be initiating a lot of the romance, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But here it's Bianca who's initiating most of the romance.
That is true. And one thing I'll give to this film is, like Squad said somewhere further up in the chat, it's like a lot of people do consider the sequel more, but I think most people remember things from this film more. Like the Dragonfly character, even if people don't remember his name, like me, I'm kind of blanking on it right now.
Even
Rude, yeah, thank you. But like everyone remembers the little Dragonfly. Everybody remembers Madame Medusa and like her pet crocodiles, the Bayou and the steamboat.
Underrated villain.
Absolutely. I always like kind of pictured her as Cruella de Vil's sister just because of her general vibe.
Also, because apparently Cruella de Vil was going to be the villain for this movie, but I understand why they changed that, because
that would have been just as distracting as having Dopey as the Sorcerer's Apprentice. It's like, what the hell?
Yeah, let her stick to her book. You have another, it's based on two novellas, actually, Miss Bianca and the Rescuers, but the plot's a lot different.
Yeah. Again, I really think, like, when it comes to The Rescuers, more people will remember things from this movie, but will still hold the sequel in high regard. But we're not talking about the sequel. We're talking about this film.
Well, when we actually get there, because it's actually in the Disney feature lineup.
It is.
Like most sequels.
Like, well, actually, I think there are significantly, well, not more than the direct-to-video, but there are significantly more sequels in the Disney feature canon than there have been in the past.
Days.
Like,
these days.
Again, we'll get to that. But for now, we're going to go ahead and pick up The Rescuers. I don't remember anything terribly offensive in this film, so there should not be a warning on Disney Plus, even though I didn't check. There should not be. So everybody get your copy.
Well, not anymore. Not anymor.
Not anymore. Oh, well.
They got that one frame.
I mean, like, they censored Roger Rabbit, too, when the animators drew Jessica Rabbit. So anyway, in that one shot. But anyway, as far as it goes, everyone go ahead and grab your popcorn, grab your movie copy, and get ready for me to have the 90s logo in front of it, so just be aware of that. And we're going to go ahead and begin in 3, 2, 1, go. Is the audio on my end? I guess this one plays with the logo silent. Not understanding why. Oh, yep, no, yep.
No, because there's sound effects coming in.
Yep.
Also, another underrated female character, Penny, which we'll see more of her later. But
yeah.
Okay, now these backgrounds would later inspire the backgrounds for the Princess of the Frog.
Well, don't deny it. And here she is.
Yeah, you'll see some recycled animation.
And there they are.
Ugh. Like, hello, Lewis. Not really. Or like the other gators.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, this movie would inspire a lot of characters in the future.
I think they're using acrylic on canvas here.
See, suggested by The Rescuers and Miss Bianca by Marguerite Sharp.
Two entirely different stories, with adaptation being done by 9 guys. 9 guys.
Yeah, I'm not sure what nationality or whatever Miss Bianca actually was, but I know for the movie she made Hungarian because of Eva Gabor.
Yeah. Knowing the film's animation, Milt Kahl and Don Bluth being two of the lead animation directors makes a lot of sense. Their aesthetic is all over the characters in this film.
Hard.
Yes.
Or Geraldine Page.
Let's see, for Madame Medusa, we'll get to her, but she's fun.
And Pat Buttram again.
Yeah. As Zook, probably one of the hillbillies in the bayou.
Oh yeah, I'm coming.
Then there's Rufus
Bernard
the cat.
and Bernard Fox. If anyone's seen Bewitched, calling Dr. Bombay, calling Dr. Bombay. Big emergency. Come
John
right away.
Fiedler as the owl. Oh yeah, I remember hearing his voice in that. Yeah.
Hmm?
Character animation by all these delightful people.
Hey, Ron Clements.
Keane.
Ron Clements.
And Glenn
and Gary
Keane.
Goldman.
And Gary Goldman.
Ron Clements.
I think this is
would later direct in a couple movies later.
Yeah, and this is Glenn Keane's first credit that I've seen in any of these films.
If I remember, Glenn Keane,
Ariel, Tarzan and the Beast, and Quasimodo.
Yeah.
But damn, Don Griffith.
I always find it fun when I see these familiar names in these older movies.
I know.
Ooh, they were like interns or whatever.
Eric Larson.
Maybe not actual interns, but you know what I mean by that.
Yeah.
The newbies. Glenn Keane drew Bernard in this sequel, and in the sequel drew the Golden Eagle. Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. That makes a lot of sense. Also, welcome to everybody in the chat. I didn't say it before, but welcome everybody. Michaela, Bella, Squad, Blueheart. It's nice to see y'all.
There are not a lot of songs in this one.
No, as far as like a musical structure, this film doesn't really have it.
They still had
like
Sonny songs though. Wow, this guy was still alive. Guy was right like.
And
Peter
Wolfgang
Pan's
Reitherman as a producer, but director.
And then
Ron Miller.
Ooh, oh wait, that's executive producer.
Executive producer.
Pay for it.
Well then, 3 guys.
Okay, so,
too many cooks in the kitchen, I tell you what.
I'd have worked in this case.
Depends on
there
who
we
you
go.
ask.
Actual animation now.
Well, we had it. Well, I mean, yeah, I guess that whole opening was mostly.
I will see people
right?
react to this movie for the first time, and they're like, "Is anything gonna happen with this opening?"
United Nations, New York. They moved the United Nations again. Nah, I'm kidding.
Hey, look, there's a Romanian flag! Yay!
Yeah.
The red, yellow, and blue.
Nice. This may be where a bit of the Milt Kahl influences, because these humans are drawn very real. Actually, then again, Glenn Keane was classically trained as well.
I will say there are some cultural inaccuracies in the way the UN set up, but...
Yeah, but can you imagine Disney Animation doing an accurate portrayal of the UN? Like,
no. When we get to when we get to the names of the countries, I'll tell you the irregularities there.
I wonder if we're gonna have any.
I suppose that mouse could be worse. The Chinese mouse could be worse.
Probably.
Hey, what, Sultan? He looks just.
It does look like a mouse version of the Sultan. And there's the mouse version of Mrs. Potts right there. We're just getting all the 90s Disney films out of the way.
Except she's supposed to be German. See, she's German.
And Mrs. Potts is supposed to be French, but she speaks with a British accent.
There he is, Dr. Bombay. Ever watched Bewitched?
A little bit. My mother loved it growing up.
Turkey. So there's an Austria right there.
Hmm.
Remember Austria, and then I'll point it
Yeah.
out when it comes up. The Lion and the Mouse.
That's really cool. Again, and here's one of a handful of songs in this movie, and I mean a literal handful. Like, the 90s movies have a handful of songs at like 5, but this movie only has like 3.
Okay, how is it Africa? I mean, that's the whole continent.
Yeah, that ain't right.
South Africa, maybe. And look, Vienna. Vienna is not a country. And how do you have Austria and Vienna?
You got me.
Vienna is the capital of Austria. That's the inaccuracies I'm mostly angry about.
I can say.
Geographical inaccuracies.
And their whole clock is a friggin' Mickey Mouse watch. That's kind of cute.
I missed that.
I mean, back in the 70s, those would have been like a big thing.
There she is. I should be late. Look at her. She's just.
Yeah.
She did that on purpose. Like, I had to make a grand entrance.
Hungary. That's the nation she's sitting behind.
Yeah, because Eva Gabor was Hungarian.
Nice. They have to go through this whole shtick. There is something admirable about these little mice trying their damnedest.
So their seats are switching around a lot.
Well, let's paint the fact that this film. I wouldn't entirely
Look
say
at
that.
Bianca; she's like immediately interested.
It's the simple fellas.
Today, the 15th. We were so close for this to be on the 13th.
Beware the Ides of August, I guess. I can definitely see some very.
I had never made the. It took me a while to make the connection between what's his name, Professor Proton from The Big Bang Theory, and Bernard.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm definitely seeing the Bluthian influence on the character movement here. You can definitely see his performance.
I love how I love the spelling. It's really something from a. How old is she? 7?
Oh no.
Oh. Oh. See, they say that women are too emotional, but sometimes you need the emotion
Yeah.
to do what needs to be done. Well, this is the 70s. Yeah, now he doesn't say that to be condescending. He's just legit worried. He likes her. I mean, it's a big job for one person to do.
Indeed.
Yeah, some of the eyes on those mice shrug.
I've
So I just noticed they're yellow mice.
Oof.
They're yellow mice. Eesh.
I mean, considering the Aristocats, I've seen worse. I've seen much, much worse.
Okay, look. These Siamese cats are actually yellow, so.
Yeah. But I mean, like, the emphasis on the squinted eyes and the teeth. Just. And again, that's something to easily hide behind in a mouse, isn't it? When everyone has buck teeth. Still not a great look.
Bianca just like, yeah, I choose Bernard.
God damn, they made New York look beautiful.
Why. She doesn't say why, but I think it's because he climbed the ladder despite being scared of the 13 steps and went down the bottle to get that message.
There is some
and said
sense...
that, like, well, anything could happen to her. It's like, aw, you're worried about me.
There's something really sweet and wholesome about these two. You know...
And he overthinks everything, and she's just like...
Yep. Such a simple little gag. Easy to set up.
That's what I love about Bianca. She goes for the
straightforward approach.
Okay.
Like she doesn't mince words. She's very straightforward. And that's... More people need to be... Having a hard time whistling kind of remind me of Ichabod. Not the animation specifically, but like the needing to wet his whistle out of nervousness.
Oh boy. Like, you don't have... Just so you know, you don't have to do this if it's potentially dangerous.
Right.
This part used to scare me. Just that noise out of nowhere is like...
That is a legit jump scare. Like...
It's a straight out of Five Nights at Freddy's-ish.
Give this guy some credit. He does not give up. I also really enjoy the aesthetic, right? In like... I really enjoy this aesthetic where the characters' eyes are not colored in. It's like kind of giving the characters like dot eyes, like Winnie the Pooh, but also just like, you know.
What'd you do to make us so mad? Nothing. They already bicker like an old married couple.
It's only been like a few minutes, but this is very, very charming.
Yeah.
And we're about to meet one of
I never really thought about this scene, but the reason they show that is that, yeah, they're very small, and you can already tell that they are not the likely pair for this job. I mean, they ran away just from a lion behind a cage growling.
Yeah. And maybe one of those things also, like, in terms of, like, restructuring the film multiple times and having so many writers and directors behind it, that it's, like, they probably, like, had a few finished animated scenes. They were like, well, we can't throw these out, so we gotta save money. We've spent too much on this film already.
Hold until further notice.
And here's Rufus.
Kitty cat!
I love Rufus's design. Again, when I say people remember the characters from this movie more, this is what I'm talking about. There's more character behind the designs in this movie.
In comparison to the last couple of movies, it does seem like there's a lot fresher animation in this, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple recycled bits I'll point out, but...
Honestly, you could probably thank Don Bluth's contributions for that, because I don't think Don Bluth was one to ever do things the easy way.
always felt for Penny as a kid. I always
Yeah.
felt for the little girls that were my age.
Mm.
Oh. I also didn't think I was pretty as a kid, so this really resonated with me.
Aw. You know, I wouldn't put the animators put it past the animators to have like a Winnie the Pooh reference here.
Uh, yeah, there was actually took some recycled from was as either King Arthur or Mowgli or both. That bluebird, however, is from
That's from
Bambi and Alice in Wonderland.
yes, I was gonna say the way it's washing itself in the water, quote unquote, definitely.
This was apparently supposed to be a song.
He does. He does look a bit like Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah, kind of. Oh, you meant the bear. Okay. What does that even mean? Land of Goshen or whatever it is. Hear that all the time in these older cartoons. They choose. Uh, really does sound like a 6, 7 year old.
That's very Bluthian looking. That's definitely Don Bluth's fingerprints on the animation direction in this film. Hmm.
Trashy. Damn, the language. Sleazy. Yeah, listen, kids, don't go into cars with strangers.
Yep. But again, he said that Penny would never get caught up with someone like that unless they promised to adopt her. Now that would really hit a little close to home. And there we are.
Okay, so interesting detail we'll see in this pawn shop, which explains a lot.
You know, for a sleazy pawn shop, it actually has a very nice storefront. Must be something about the disreputable owners, I suppose.
Look, she's got gun sales and also a sticker that says NRA.
That would say something about the quality of the people who run this establishment.
Only it's the 12th in here. But yeah, that was a good detail on the anime or whoever did the backgrounds in here, and like the guns for sale and the NRA. Now she's a villain, so she can do that.
Yep. And what have we here?
I was a first grade reader, so she's 6 or 7. A first grade reader. She doesn't think you're ridiculous. She thinks you're just adorable. Aw. He's like, you're licking my tail. There are mice. It would be much louder to them.
Much. Ooh.
Man, the animation on her. I remember seeing a YouTube video somewhere that edited this conversation with Cruella de Vil's phone conversation. So it's like they were talking to each other. The way she says that.
Oof.
Yeah. She would later inspire Ursula's design a bit.
Yeah, some of Ursula's early designs do resemble her a fair amount.
I mean, she still has the shortish hair and like those earrings.
Yep.
Ish.
And Madame Medusa definitely does have purple fit her color scheme pretty well. Oh boy.
Okay, now while Cruella de Vil didn't make it in the movie, her car certainly did.
Yep. And utilizing the same stop motion model.
Effects. Sound effects. Cementing those crazy female driver stereotypes. Again, she's a villain, so.
Yeah, but doesn't that also make it a little bit worse?
They actually put bras in there. Well, guess you won't be needing that suitcase.
It's the 70s.
I mean, that's true. I don't know how you guys can walk around with just a wallet and keys.
Hey.
I mean, there's the Band-Aids, there's the hand cream, there's the eye drops, there's the nail clippers, there, there's the case that holds my glasses.
I mean, when you gotta take everything with you.
It's not all just hair and makeup. Just I mean, I'm taught to be prepared for all situations.
Yep. Makes sense.
Hawaii air. Yeah, like that's gonna weigh anything. It's true. You still gotta show up early. Such language. Yeah, you can hear some of Bob Newhart's little stuttering improvisation there.
And there's Cruella de Vil's tire screech again.
I love how the music is his footsteps.
Yep. Yep.
Don't bite the hand that feeds you,
Yes,
or the wing that flies
Blueheart.
you.
Wilbur is the albatross in the sequel because Pat Buttram was no longer around.
No, he's not. He's not Pat Buttram.
He's not? Who is he in this?
Forget. It was like Joe something.
But anyway. But yeah, it's Orville in this movie, and because the actor was no longer around for the sequel, they went ahead and had the late John Candy play Wilbur as a reference to
his brother, because it, right, brothers
Orville
and Wilbur.
Yeah.
Jim Jordan. Okay, I don't agree with that part. Sorry, Bianca. Jim Jordan is Orville.
What was that?
Jim Jordan.
Jim Jordan.
I don't think it's anyone you're familiar with. Oh boy.
No, it's not that the cabin isn't airtight, it's that the airplane has an open floor plan. Here we go. That would make sense. Disney was all about like having the radio host.
I love how they redo that shot in the sequel.
And yep, that previous shot would have been where the naked lady was in the window, but they completely like blacked out the background art where that existed.
Don't run through red light. He just straight up, he's like, Did that really quick. Oh, so apparently this is the last Disney animated classic to receive an Oscar nomination until The Little Mermaid.
Yep, because after this, it's basically downhill for Disney for quite a while. Getting kicked by Don Bluth's ass.
Oh, so Walt Disney was involved in the development of this film. It began in 1962.
Yeah. One of those things where his version of a movie didn't come to fruition. Eventually, like, when they finally got to Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid, all the versions that he was working on for those were just, like, entirely different. You know, it does make some sense. Like, the reason to get rid of the stepsisters in Beauty and the Beast is definitely to make it feel less like Cinderella. Because people would, like, be like, wait a minute, haven't we been here before?
Oh, apparently Orville was originally supposed to be a pigeon. They changed it to an albatross when the crew noticed this bird species' clumsy motions and decided it would be more humorous.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yes, albatrosses are bigger.
Yes, and add that to a clumsy bird, it's like, yeah, okay, that sounds like a danger to everyone. say that the background art is very pretty.
This apparently broke box office records for an animated film and would then be beat by An American Tail next
Yep.
decade. It's always the mice films, huh? I love this part. Look, just she's like, just. she did that on purpose.
Yeah.
She like side-eyed him and then just like, oh, how interesting. Oh, and he plays it off. Aww.
Aww.
I wanted him to do that. She gave him the shot and he took it.
Yep. It's like they don't even need to say anything.
Yeah, but I did realize as a kid, like just from that look she gives right before she does it, that she totally leaned in on purpose.
It's very funny, Blue Heart, when Secret of NIMH becomes a big cult classic, and then Disney gets kicked by Don Bluth's ass.
And yet they made The Great Mouse Detective later, you're right.
Yeah, well, because they got kicked in the ass by
that animation
Tail.
was reused.
From just earlier in the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, she's gonna make a break for it.
Okay.
And then because she's in the bayou, she's probably gonna get eaten by a snake. Or attacked by a wildcat. Or an alligator.
Oh, she learned that fast. Did this little girl credit for this was Mowgli animation.
Yeah. That looked a little bit like they were tracing some of Arthur's animation.
Arthur and Mowgli.
Yeah.
Oops. Too Brutus. Nero.
Yep.
Nero. Yeah, and look, give this 6-year-old girl credit for trying to escape so many times.
Now there's an original stop motion model that they're using for this little
Okay, so Snoops was based off of a historian who worked at Disney.
He certainly looks like it.
Yeah. Yeah, and
like a Disney historian, or just like a world history historian.
Yeah, actually, he would later also inspire a character from Fantasia 2000.
Yep. I know the one you're talking about too.
Yeah. Was named after that historian too. Okay.
Now that's just live action footage of fireworks being overlaid on top of the film.
Okay, to be fair for Orville, this part wasn't his fault.
Yep.
Any bird flying through fireworks would have trouble.
Oh Lord.
I will say they kind of put her in the damsel in distress situation a little too much.
I learned this one from Jiminy Cricket.
Here's Pat Beltram.
Ah, yes.
Why is she supposed to be like a... Not a wombat. What are they supposed to be? Not wombats, but... Oh, Disney's drinking
Swamp
jokes.
rat?
Maybe. You're right. Bianca does know how to handle herself a couple of times.
Yep.
I think it's mostly to get Bernard's little heroism up.
Here they come.
And just completely ignore.
Yep.
And Disney got away with a lot of drinking and smoking jokes.
Yep.
There's a lot of Bob Newhart's mannerisms. I think they were inspired from Bernard, like that whole hand thing.
Definitely. Off he goes.
I mean, you did just fly through a fireworks.
His poor tail.
It's like, great, you can't catch a break.
Nope.
She just doesn't care.
Nope.
She even notices she doesn't care.
Oh no.
Hey, Goofy.
That was definitely their archival Peter Kolvig sound.
Because nobody can emulate it, no matter how hard they try.
No, I'd say Bill Farmer's a good match.
Does he actually do it? Because
yes, Bill Farmer. Bill Farmer does it. Like whenever the Goofy yell is used in a thing, it's not archival footage. It's not archival anymore. Bill Farmer can just do that howl. It's just amazing the way he does it too.
Now here's a villainess like after Cruella de Vil. Like she got no magical powers, but she is threatening.
I think that's right up there. That's also right up there with like Lady Tremaine as well. But again, much like Cruella de Vil, she's got more of that manic energy.
So she got 2 gator goons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Here's another reason why Penny's awesome. Like, she's not scared of those guys. Just mad. And I love it. Oh, poo, yeah, squad.
Yeah.
Yeah, Penny's feisty.
She tried her darndest. Give her that.
I mean, she's 6, so she can only do so much.
Yeah. No, I don't think anyone's made clear where Devil's Bayou is.
I think it's implied to be in Louisiana. That's probably why a lot of these backgrounds were later used for Princess and the Frog.
Broken Down Steamboat. Well, definitely an influence for Princess and the Frog. And it's not exactly. It doesn't exactly look like the Everglades. So yeah, probably Louisiana. Especially since the Southern Country Bumpkin voices that they got for some of these bayou denizens would definitely be more fitting near Louisiana than Florida.
Now that's an exclamation. This animation's impressive. She's like,
ooh! I think they're robbing some bits from the Sorcerer's Apprentice. Or at the very least, they're definitely taking that artistic appearance from what we saw in the Sorcerer's Apprentice segment. I haven't quite seen water like this in a Disney film in a long time. Like, the way the splashes are drawn. The bubbles are making me think of... Oh, Alice in Wonderland! The bubbles are making me think of Alice in Wonderland, the River of Tears.
Ah!
But again, I think a few of those splashes were definitely... like, when they roared up to the side, were definitely like that.
That's what the dragonfly's name, not Revan wrote.
Poor kid.
Imagine being given that line.
Yeah.
I weren't carrying her that way before. Did you like flip her in the air and then catch her by her panties?
Alligator don't give a shit. Aww.
Because it's the only thing she has.
That's a very Bluthian animation.
She's so sassy and I love it.
You know, I think they're just not doing Well, actually, that's not true, Squad. The reason, you know, it's a crocodile is because it has the teeth showing from the top and the bottom. But like Lewis the alligator in The Princess and the Frog, you can see alligators' teeth popping from one direction when their mouth is closed.
Besides, there are crocodiles in America, right?
Yeah, but they definitely did draw the teeth incorrectly. Good on you for pointing that out, Squad.
Maybe because they wanted them to look bigger.
It's not even about looking bigger. Big is an alligator. Crocodiles are more slender. It's just the way the teeth are seen when their mouths are closed. Crocodiles, you see the top and bottom teeth. Maybe they want to make them look more
menacing with the teeth. I don't know.
Probably.
Oh, that was reused.
This woman is a design.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know how she ended up with purple skin. I mean, at least Ursula's another species.
I love part of her, like, bony look. You can actually see, like, her spine, like, when you see her back. I just really love it. Really goes a long way to making her look a little fucked up.
Yeah, you know, it's not about money for her.
It's the principle of the thing.
One thing. It's an obsession.
That is very much...
This...
I can definitely see the milk call influence on this, too.
Oh, this line is...
The actress is having a lot of fun with this role.
I feel like a bit of Mother Gothel came from her too.
Wouldn't put it past them, definitely.
You know, the acting all sweet and then BAM!
I also get that angle of, like, being so sweet and polite and then just going off, like, blowing her stack. Look at her go.
That always stuck with me as a kid, and I don't know why.
Wonder how many poor kids were, like, watching Madame Medusa here. Is like, I certainly hope this doesn't awaken anything in me.
I think they might have, like, added the tea just to make him look eviler.
Yeah.
Oh.
Never thought the perfume would come back, did you?
They're just using the same animation with both of them, but delayed.
It's incredibly effective, and I'll get to that when we get to the Emperor's New Groove, and how effective
that
can
they're
be.
They're twins-ish. So...
I'll get back to how effective that can be when we get to a couple other movies later down the line. But yeah, it is simple, but like offsetting the identical animation is actually a really clever way to save money, and it also still looks good, especially when your characters are essentially the same design.
And here's Bianca rescuing Bernard. They rescue each other.
Yep. It's like she may play the damsel card a few times, but it's like it's not like she can't hold her own. They support each other. Oh, this is a great. Ooh, this is a great scene.
I need to make a list of like top egalitarian couples in Disney.
It's so fiendishly clever. And they play it like into the music. Oh,
has someone made like those piano accuracy things with this one? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think I know what you mean. It would be horrible. I love how they were playing The Storm. You know, like ba ba da 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 da, which you might know from like the Mickey Mouse short, the band concert is where it was probably most well known to be used in like a Disney production. Oh, look at the warts on the alligator's hands. They are supposed to be alligators, mind you. Like, cause the alligator, like you can see,
and that walking animation.
Yep, like the warts on the alligator's hands, and you can definitely watch like the animation in the arcade game Dragon's Lair. Oh, that's not the exact same animation, but that definitely took influence from the alligator, the crocodile in Peter Pan.
Oh, so. This woman has just been domineering this entire movie, but as soon as she sees a mouse, she's like, ah! Did you see her eyes change for a second?
Yeah, I think that was a coloring error.
But I don't know. I think it works.
It does work. Oh, they're having fun. But... Again, I don't think you'd see any other animated movies this gun happy or with this many drunk jokes. It's like, honestly, you gotta hand it to the classics.
I mean, they verified that she's a member of the NRA. She's pretty much the 1970s Karen.
Also, what kind of a gun is that where it has like a shotgun is usually double-barreled and you have to insert shells into it, but she's got like a piece on the bottom of it?
Maybe she triggered the safety accidentally. I don't know how guns work.
And also, I gotta point out, like, for the shotgun spread on that thing's beads, right? It's
yes,
like,
Bella, good point. You have pet alligators, but a mouse scares you.
Well, mice are filthy and diseased. She doesn't know where those things have been. The alligators, though, they're her little babies. She probably gives them baths like every other day.
Ooh, me too, Bianca.
Getting back on this song. I'm looking at this run-down version of a steamship, and I'm thinking more of the cleaned-up version of exactly that steamship in Splash Mountain, actually.
Now this interaction between them really shows how evil a woman Medusa is. Probably shows how Penny trusted her at first.
Yeah.
Gaslighting. Oh, that's the worst kind of villain. Ugh, that always creeped me out. Teeth. Never mind those teeth. Those eyelashes.
The eyes. Hmm. Aww. Oof. God.
And she says that with the,
Like as if
man.
it's just like such a blah thing, but it's like.
I mean, it's what the kidnappers would do. Like, oh, but no one else wants you like I do.
And she's just not even like. She's so callous about it.
It's gaslighting, and talking to a 6-year-old. She's gonna take it to heart even more.
Yeah. Oh, Blue Heart.
Look, Bambi and Mom.
Bambi and Mom.
Bambi's mom just keeps coming back somehow. I think
More.
that bird is kind of come out of Bambi too.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Yes, that's a Bambi. Let's sing the song of the spring.
Yep. I gotta feel bad for this poor girl.
I mean, yeah, a 6-year-old orphan. She's taken by this nasty woman. She's harassed by giant alligators.
Yeah.
She just wants a home, a loving home. She knows this isn't a loving home.
I know we're only like halfway. I know we're only like halfway through the film, but like, I feel like there's something about the simplicity of this film that just feels, charming. And like,
I mean, it was a success, box office success for a reason.
Yeah. Like,
sometimes you don't need an overly complicated plot line.
Perhaps at the time, like, in spite of production issues, this was a truly classic feeling Disney film.
I mean, sometimes you don't need an overly complicated plot line. Look at Star Wars.
That's true.
I don't like Star Wars, in case people haven't noticed.
But it's not even like in the Star Wars sense. Star Wars is still like an epic space battle. This is.
I know, but I was going from at the time this was made.
Yeah.
Oh.
God, the poor thing.
She still thought to pray for all the other kids at the orphanage. that shade. Little girl that got for this is so cute.
Oof.
And he actually does come up with most of the ideas here. Yeah. Oh, I love this. He must have been listening in while.
This kid.
She like listen in during that whole thing because she wouldn't have. She wasn't there. Yeah. Yes, kids. It's okay to steal swamp mobiles. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Yeah, Bella. Where is her Oscar? Or that honorary kids award, whatever it's called.
Oh yeah, no, Blue Heart. I definitely think this broken down steamboat definitely got walls with ears.
Medusa's so loud. She should. Fair enough. I mean, look.
And I should literally just like, reuse the animation right back to back.
I know, but we literally just said that maybe Medusa's just so loud. Like, well, as soon as we say that. Getting dressed, just in your nightgown. In your nightgown. Run!
Off he goes. Hero of the day. Uh-oh.
Make the bats look so evil.
They're definitely a hindrance, if nothing else.
Well, bats have to eat too. They're not bad.
Just an inconvenience for
I guess, you know,
heroes.
in his perspective, they would look evil. Bam.
Whoops.
Hi, you ruined my work! She keeps finding so many bottles. They're littered everywhere.
Yep. Maybe this is the Everglades.
Maybe.
There's the owl.
Hear it now?
Yep.
Hey, what was his name? George Lindsay or something?
Something like that.
You know, Lafayette. Where's my Betty Bob basket?
Yep. It looks like VLC decided to cooperate. This animation here. Again, Don Bluth and Milk Hall really had the biggest influence on this film's aesthetic when it comes to the way the characters move. Real, yeah, like you said, real creep.
It's sincere, seepy sweetness, however Turk says it.
Yeah. She's gonna lose that temper pretty soon if she doesn't have her way.
She like a pure psychopath.
She certainly doesn't give a shit. She is.
Because psychopaths can learn to appear charming, get their way.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about the evil end of the psychopaths right here.
Put her into perspective. This absolute. I think the chat had a good answer, good response for what she is mad woman, just absolutely
Mad woman.
Yeah. Good lord.
Dead men tell no tales.
Yep.
This was a few years after Disney World opened.
It was, and Disneyland had already had Pirates of the Caribbean
Yeah.
for quite a while. Disney World didn't have Pirates of the Caribbean when it opened, though. It took like a few years.
I love how he shuts one eye for that. I always thought he was like imitating the eye patch. Go over and about.
Look at him go.
No, a sequel to Pirates of the Caribbean no one wanted. Oh no, a movie to Pirates of the Caribbean no one wanted. It was like, I just said. Man, he's trying so hard to be the alpha male here.
Whoa.
Go help him.
Oh boy.
Yeah, that's enough to get anyone excited. Jeez, it's hardly been 2 minutes.
Yeah.
Hey, you're right, Squad. Second movie we watched this week with pirate skeletons. So Disney and pirate skeletons.
You got me.
Specifically, pirate skeletons.
Yeah. It doesn't come up a lot in this movie, but definitely the sequel definitely gives them the proper sclera.
Literally devil's eye. I'm trying to figure out the logistics of that, though.
I think I understand the logistics of it. One pirate hid it in the long dead skeleton of another pirate's skull, hence the devil's eye. So the legend goes, and the legend turns out to be true. As it always does in these animated pictures. Or really any movies, really. The legend always turns out to be true.
I guess they, really stuck it in the dirt or something, because... Like, how they got it in there in the first place.
Well, think about it, yeah, because the skull would have to be pretty stuck in the dirt. Because, like, the only way you'd get it into the skull is to, like, put the skull on top of it. Because you could get it behind the jaw, but getting it through the eye?
Want it? Come down there yourself. I mean, I know the hole's too small, but
Blah, 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 blah.
this whole experience just be traumatizing this girl.
Just leverage the... There you go. Now that's how you extricate a diamond. It certainly is one hell of a rock.
It's like bigger than...
That diamond is the size of a human heart. Okay, maybe not a huge... Like, it almost is the size of her head. Look at how big that is. That is definitely Sorcerer's Apprentice water. Like, unmistakably. Recycle, reuse, Sorcerer's Apprentice, Whirlpool. And doesn't give a shit about the girl at all.
Of course. Psychopathic.
I mean, it did fit in a skull.
You know what? Why is this reminding me of Jack Horner?
Well, just reuse that animation.
It's like all the magic in the world for me and no one else. Is that so much?
It certainly is a lot. Aw, poor little Ethan Rude.
Right.
I was gonna love this little dragonfly's Muppet ass design with the big nose.
Oh, you're right,
and the
Squad. Daffy
hairy...
Duck much? It's mine! It's mine! Oh, mine! Close sesame.
Yep. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, nearly dodged that one.
It's John Feeler.
No. Poor kid. Oop.
Yeah, sure. All the problems can be solved by alcohol. Not.
Definitely put some pep in his step. Here we go!
What was that? What was that show you showed me? The little prairie.
Little dogs on the prairie.
Little dogs on the prairie. Oh yeah. What's it reminding me of?
That is the same bee doodle-doo-doo-doo sound that they're using. Yeah.
Yeah, that did. Yeah, that's what I
Yes,
mentioned that when we
Blueheart.
watched it last week.
That's pretty. Yeah. As Homer Simpson said, "To alcohol, the cause and solution to all of life's problems."
Tortoise in the hair joke there. And yet you're back on your feet.
Here they come. Oh God.
Did you see the Pettetti's eyes there? She's like, what the fuck? Okay, those running animations were just reused.
Yep.
Ugh.
Welcome to the budget climax.
Oh, that shot.
Again, she just does not give a shit anymore. Ooh.
Wasn't that like the Jungle Book with the elephant?
Yeah. That was a very Looney Tunes gag.
I mean, not like the little girl would know what's what.
That's true.
She's a kid. She's 6.
Hmm. Huh? Woof. That'll give it some pep. Oh. Hold on to something. Oh boy. I wonder if Mrs. Tweedy's, like, final confrontation took any influence from this movie. Like, with her, like, grabbing onto the only rope she can.
Ah.
Oh! There we go.
Yeah, you can tell them getting madder.
Yeah. Oh. And there they go. Woof! The actress did her own version of the goofy yell.
Yeah, and Snoops is like, nah, I'm out of here. No, Snoops could probably find those other jewels that they found, and
Yeah.
and then he'd lead us in life. They're like, you whip us, huh?
Yeah.
Tonian.
No. Now that's very Don Bluth animation on those kids there.
Uh-huh.
Oh.
Outside, whatever however she said it, Sadie.
Aw.
No, I've always wondered, do they really, or is it just the kids who understand them?
I think there's an innocence. Kind of like an idea of like the Polar Express, where you stop believing in Santa Claus just because you're jaded.
Or Charlotte's Web. Charlotte's Web. The
Yeah.
kids understand more than adults do. And
Yeah.
at some point, they grow out of it. That was reused.
Oh, Wintertime. Aw. It's a shame Evenrude didn't make it to the sequel. That would have been a lot of fun.
I was born on Tuesday the 10th. Never did find out about this call for help.
No. Yeah.
Goofy again.
That was... Yeah. That was just the Peter Kolvig take.
Blue Heart saying, I can imagine the mice just laughing and then say, she knows too much, take care of her.
No!
No one believes the kids. They think she's just pretending.
Yeah.
You did the cutie pies.
And recycling the animation, just painting. There we are. What the? No sing-alongs. That's it. That's the end of the movie. God.
Yeah.
You know, the lack of songs is the lack of songs is a bit sad. Just like 3 of them.
On the other hand, this movie doesn't really need big musical numbers.
No, but I feel like the lack of songs is noticeable simply by the fact that there's like, in terms of the songs they do have, like, they're not very peppy like your traditional Disney song would be. Would have loved a villain number from Madame Medusa about just how she has all the things in the world. What others would throw away, she finds value in because she owns a pawn shop. But there's nothing compared to the Devil's Eye, something like that. That would have been fun. But I imagine this movie got tossed around and so much got thrown out, and they just had to put together what they had that would work. And you know what? For what they did, it wasn't too shabby, honestly.
Okay, I found it. I'll show it to you after this.
All right.
But the edit, Medusa and Cruella de Vil yelling at each other on the phone.
But no, I'll be honest. Like, it was definitely charming. It was definitely sweet. And for anyone who hasn't seen it and really does like the classic Disney films, especially if you like the Aristocats, like, this film would definitely be up your alley. Like, the Aristocats definitely a lot more bombastic and has more memorable musical numbers, but what this film lacks in that it makes up for in just pure charm. Like, the characters are charming and the environments are charming. It's all beautifully animated and directed, and the animation directed by Don Bluth and Milt Kahl, along with Frank and Ollie, of course. But like, damn if Milt and Bluth's, like, Milt and Don's influence on this film aren't the most noticeable. Just like their particular aesthetic of animating characters. And again, I think Don Bluth kind of, borrowed a lot from Milt Kahl and definitely how he would animate characters. And that's why it kind of works so well for them. Again, Glenn Keane's first credit that we know of on a Disney film that was actually credited in the credits. Like,
and I also saw Ron Clements in there.
Yeah.
We'll see him do his first directorial role in a couple movies.
Yeah. And it does make some sense, like an animator would then become an animation director because they know about the process.
Yeah. And Wolfgang Reitman is one example.
That's true. He was like one of the original 9 Old Men, yeah?
Not sure.
Well. But yeah, what did you think?
I always found this movie charming, and I like it better than the sequel, mainly because this actually feels like it's Bernard and Bianca's story.
That's
it's
true.
Also a little bit Penny's, but it's a little more about Bernard and Bianca. Like we're
again, like
them solving the mystery of what happened to Penny.
Because unlike Sleeping Beauty, the title characters are the rescuers. So it does make more sense that there's more focus on the rescuers themselves.
No, you're right. Wolfgang Reitman's one of the 9 Old Men.
Yeah. I mean, that was just an assumption, but
I didn't remember all their names off the top of my head.
Neither did I. But yeah, no, that was definitely a lot of fun. I recommend this for more people, And yeah, Blue Heart, I agree. Like, this one is definitely more slow-paced and character-focused. and I won't say that action-packed is definitely a difference in the sequel, because there's definitely a fair bit of, like, action here, especially in the climax. Yeah, but I definitely say... As Squad, or like what you said earlier, or someone else said earlier in the chat, cinematic would be a word to describe the sequel. Yeah, that's what Squad said.
Actually feels something more akin to what Walt Disney would have done, because he would have his animated movies be character-focused.
It's short, it's charming, it's simple. There's a lot of fun gag work related to the characters and their unique personalities. Like the bumpkin who's like sleepy and drunk, and the drink gives him a little more whiz and wakes him up. Clearly the owl was like some kind of like a minister just from the way he was dressed. And there's all this unique characterization going on. Even Rude is such a spunky little guy, but he's also like an old man, charming like Mario with his cute little nose and mustache. It's like there's so much personality in this movie, and it's like I feel like it does get overlooked and not talked about enough for just how purely charming it is. I actually have a smile on my face talking about this movie. Like, God, it's slow. But if you want a nice, slow movie that's still a lot of fun and charming, like, God, pick this movie up. It's a good one, I gotta say.
Also, Bernard and Bianca are adorable.
They're so cute. And again, like, Lady and the Tramp is a focus on the romance story, whereas Bernard and Bianca are just shown their chemistry through how well they work together. And part of that being able to work well together is just that they click. And it's like, I feel like that is a really nice romantic subplot where it's not like, will they, won't they? It's that there is an immediate kindred spirits kind of thing going on with them, and Bianca's the one who, like you said, makes the first move, and that again, that all adds to the charm of this movie. It's just it's what
yeah, to quote from Baloo, she did that on purpose.
Naturally. All right, well, that's gonna be it for this film. Short, sweet, simple, to the point. Thank y'all so much for joining us through all the technical issues and all that jazz. And if you're viewing this after the fact with maybe only snippets of some of the technical issues, thanks for watching. And until next time, remember to take care, stay safe, and be kind in all that you do. Good night, everybody.
Pleasure, darling.